Okay, so we are working on grammar topic number 4 in your book. This grammar topic number 4 is called subordinating clause. All right, this is what we are working on. Grammar topic number 4, subordinating clauses. Or if you look up for this topic on the internet, this is also called complex sentences. Many students are able to use this term a number of times that they know how that they have to use complex sentences in their writing, but unfortunately we find it that some students, despite knowing it only technically, are unable to construct these sentences. So in this session, we are going to see how can we easily construct subordinating clauses. This can benefit you in a number of topics, not only in your O levels, but also later in your later writings of SET, IELTS, and even in your A levels examination. Complex sentences are always marked and regarded by examiner. So what is subordinating clause and why do we call it subordinating? Let's begin with it. In this heading, you will see that there is a word clause. Let's come to the explanation of the word clause itself. Let's start from the very basic. So what is a clause? Let's have a look at it. A clause can be a group of words. Now, everything can be, any expression can be a group of words, but this is a particular group of words which should consist of a subject, that is the doer or an agent, and a verb. Subject, in more simpler words, is the agent or a doer. What do I mean by agent and doer? I'll keep it basic. I'm working on basics and then I'll move to the advanced level. Agent or doer and the verb. Verb means any action. So let me show you a few group of words. Let's look at these four group of words. The baby cried, I studied all night, a cozy blanket, and that's wrong. These are four strings. All of these four strings have certain words, but not all of these are clauses. Where do we find subject and verb? Let's find it out. Who cried? The baby cried. So the baby becomes the subject. And what action did the baby do? Cried becomes the verb. So can we say that the first one is a clause? Yes, we may. And then if we say, I studied all night. So who is doing this? Who is the agent? Who is the doer? It's you, I. And what action did I do? This is the verb. The action I do is the verb. So I studied all night again becomes a uh, clause. Let's look at the third one. A cozy blanket. Do we have any doer? Do we have any verb over here? No, we only have nouns and adjectives. So this one cannot be termed as a clause. Let's look at fourth one. That's wrong. Again, it is a group of words without any doer or without any verb. Hence, it cannot be called a clause. ठीक है. So I'm taking you back to the definition of a very basic thing first. कि subordinating clauses में what do we mean by clause? Clause is a group of words which should consist of a subject and verb. Now we will see clauses. This is basic. Now we are moving one step ahead. Clauses are then classified into two types. If you look up for the topic on internet, it is going to technically tell you clauses can be dependent and independent. लेकिन हमारे टॉपिक का नाम इज नॉट डिपेंडेंट और इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज आई हैव सेड subordinating clauses are also called dependent. I will explain it to you in very simple basic words in a while. So subordinating means dependent. So another name for subordinating clause can be dependent clause or complex sentences. Why do we call subordinating dependent? Are these two terms the same? Bilkul, these two terms are the same. How can these be same? So if I am, this is me, okay, and I'm working in an office, and let's say that office is a school, and the school obviously has a principal, the principle whom we follow. So I am dependent on my decision on the decisions of principle. Since I am dependent on this person, I am their subordinates because I work under them. I am dependent in my decision on a higher authority. I am dependent on them. In English language, we also call this, I'll keep a different color. This is also called subordinates. Okay? So people who work under others are dependent on them or are called their subordinates. That is why this is also called in easy words dependent clause or subordinating clause or complex sentences. Your father works in some office. Let's take another quick example so you don't have to rote learn anything and it becomes easier for you to comprehend. So your father is the or is the CEO in some office, okay? And there are other people who work under him. So there is someone from human resource, there is a manager, there is an accountant. Can all of these take their decisions on their own? No, they are dependent on your father. And that is why people working under your father are called his subordinates. So you see subordinating and dependent actually means same. इसका इंटरनेट पे एक और भी वर्ड है. I'll also explain it. Subordinating, dependent, or it is also called incomplete clause. अब हम incomplete को समझते हैं. So can subordinates take any decision on their own? Do they have the liberty? Anything that they will decide that is incomplete until and unless it has been approved by the higher authority. So agar isko internet pe you study on your own and you see it has words like subordinating, dependent or incomplete. I hope all of these words now make sense to you. Abhi tak I am still on the word subordinating and clause. Now these are of two types, dependent and independent. हमने दोनों use करने होंगे to make a clause. Now how is one dependent and one independent? It is such basic a thing, only it sounds difficult. Let's have a look at it. I will write it here below. I'm explaining you complete and incomplete. बहुत ही basic तरीका है, ठीक है? If I say I was working, she was driving, kids were playing. All of these are complete ideas, है ना? All of these seem to be complete ideas at first, right? Yani कि all of these are complete. Now I can make them incomplete. I can make them dependent. How? If I use one conjunction over here, all of these will then look incomplete. For example, instead of saying I was working को since I was working तो तुम कहोगे मिस फिर क्या हुआ? फिर क्या हुआ मिस? Since I was working तो फिर क्या हुआ? Now my information seems incomplete. She was driving को मैं कहूँ while she was driving तो आप कहोगे मिस फिर क्या हुआ? So again, this becomes incomplete. Kids were playing. अब मैं कहूँ all the kids were playing. तुम कहोगे मिस फिर क्या हुआ? So now this is incomplete. यानी कि with the use of certain conjunctions like since, while, although, you can make a simple sentence incomplete. और फिर उसको आप complete करते हैं by adding another piece of information. जैसे कि although kids were playing in the garden, although all kids were playing in the garden, one of them seemed low. So although all kids were playing, लेकिन उनमें से एक बच्चा बहुत ही low लग रहा था. ठीक है? या while she was driving car, she met an unfortunate encounter. कुछ बुरा हुआ when she was driving the car. So you see, I added a conjunction जिससे my original sentence becomes dependent, incomplete. फिर मुझे इसको कुछ कंप्लीट करना होगा ना, कुछ और आइडिया लिख के some more information is required which will complete the sentence. So you see it will be done in three parts. It will be done in three parts. First part is the conjunction, then the incomplete part, and then the complete part. These three parts together make up a complex sentence. Some students are under the impression that all long sentences are complex sentence, but देखो ऐसा नहीं है. Now, if you're wondering, Missy, words kahan se aate hain, since, while, and although, let me explain them. Where will these words come from? These words are called subordinating conjunctions. Okay, I have left these four lines. I'll come back to it in just a while. Okay, these words are called subordinating conjunctions. If you look up on the internet for subordinating conjunctions, there are more than 50 subordinating conjunctions. But तुम मुझे ये बताओ in your article, how many sentences of subordinating conjunctions you should form in the entire article, which is of 350 words? You will only have to make three sentences at max. And when you are writing your summary, which is of only 150 words, I will be happy in accepting your one subordinating construction. Dekho, don't take it light. Don't count it by quantity. Please count it by quality. Not everyone can construct it. Not everyone can show this language mastery. So you should digest and practice this topic. So I was saying, if you look up at the internet, there is a never ending, never exhausting list of conjunctions. But since we just need three, there is no point of doing all of those 150 words. So this is the list of actually 12, those 12 subordinating clause with which you can easily make up your ideas. For an instance, if I tell you this S is for since I was unwell. What can be another word to say since? Since can be substituted for as I was unwell. Yeah, because I was unwell. All of these three mean the same, and all of these three are used to give some reason. Since I was unwell, I did not go to school. As I was unwell, I did not go to school. Because I was unwell, I did not go to school. Yeah, I did not attend school. All of these three, since, as, and because, ये सब के सब sub SAB. In sub say you can use to give a reason. See, this is so easy. Let's complete one idea first. Because I woke up late. So what happened? Because I woke up late. So here because becomes a conjunction. I becomes a subject. Work becomes a verb. So what will be the consequence if I woke up late? Maybe on some day I had my class, but I woke up late. So because I woke up late, I reached. Okay, making some changes. Because of because I woke up late, I missed my class. Because I woke up late, I again subject and missed becomes the verb. So on both side of the sentence बेटा subject और verb आना जरूरी है. अब इसको हम कहेंगे एक complete subordinating clause. When Karachi encounters rain, when ko I will explain in a while. Let's look at other one. Then there are more subordinating conjunctions. Not that only since, as, and because can be used. You can also use words like although. What is the word although? Tells you although makes a contrast. Another word for although can be just though. A similar word for both of these can be however. Yani in simple word, this is used to replace but. Although I was ready for school, comma, the car never arrived. Although I prepared well for the paper, comma, I was unable to get a desired result. सही है? So these can be used as substitute. I made I made outstanding results, comma, however, my results showed the otherwise. When we are going to use it in center, the punctuation will be different. I will tell you about its punctuation in this session in a while. Then you can also use time conjunctions like while, when, and whenever. All of these are time conjunctions. Let me explain you one time conjunction here. Whenever Karachi encounters rain, so whenever becomes a conjunction, whenever, who is bearing with this? The subject, the agent is Karachi. Encounters become verb. So what is the consequence? Whenever Karachi encounters rain, what is the consequence? We see that the roads are flooded, yeah, the traffic is locked in a grid, yeah, the school classes are cancelled, yeah, the people suffer a lot of problem. Koi bhi bhai, you can write any consequence according to the topic you will be working on. So whenever Karachi encounters rain, roads become flooded, yeah, citizens suffer. We be okay. Whenever Karachi encounters rain, citizens suffer. So citizens becomes okay. I'll use a different color coding. Citizens become the doer. Okay. Citizens suffer and bear with problems. Citizens suffer and उनको बर्दाश्त करने पड़ते हैं. They have to bear with problems. So bearing with the problems becomes the verb. Verb is essential and subject is essential on both sides of the sentence to make it a compound sentence. So whenever Karachi encounters rains, roads turn flooded. So turn can then become verb or they become flooded. All right. Both sides should have a subject and verb. Then the next type of conjunction you can use is that to show a condition. How do we show condition? We use words like until, unless, or if. Until and unless, घर के अंदर condition parents use, mothers use with their kid. For example, I'll tell my son, I'll write an example here so it becomes easier for you to get a grasp of it. Unless कैसे use कर सकते हैं? For example, I'll tell my son, unless you finish your meal. Unless you finish your meal. तो जब तक तुम अपना meal finish नहीं कर लो. So you becomes the subject and finish becomes the verb. Unless you finish your meal, you can not leave for play. You cannot leave for playing. I'm zooming in so it becomes readable for you. Unless you finish your meal first, you cannot leave for sports. You cannot leave for playing. My screen is glitching. Give me a moment. So here you see on both sides again, we have a subject and we have a verb. On this side, you is the subject and finish is the verb. On the other side, use the subject and leave is the verb. Both sides have to be balanced. Just like you balance equations in your mathematics paper and in your physics derivations, you will have to balance both sides with subjects and verb. Acha. There is one thing you will have to keep in mind. Most of these sentences have the word not on the other side. Like, अम्मी कैसे कहती हैं? जब तक you not finish your meal, you cannot leave. जब तक तुम मेरी बात नहीं मान लो, I will not do what you want. ठीक है? जब तक government situation improve ना कर दे, road conditions will not become better. So in most of these contexts, not is complemented. And the same can be written with if. If you do not finish your meal, you cannot leave for playing. All of these words are used to put in some conditions. If you match it, although they look like 12 different words, dekho, let me count it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But like I said, you only have to use beta in your entire writing. Three of these. You can pick one from reason, one from contrast, and one from condition if you are finding time difficult. So what this table does, what this table do is, this makes learning easier. If you see it, these are called RCTC words. RCTC. Reason, contrast, time and condition. Reason, contrast, time and condition words. Okay, of which I have explained you 12 words and I expect you will be able to use at least 3 varieties. Do not pick all the words from the reason column because here in this way it is not a variety, my dear. Let's have a look at how to put it in writing. A very simple construction syntax बनाया हुआ है that you are going to begin it with a conjunction, since, as, or because. Then you will write first side of the sentence followed by a comma, write down second part of the sentence. In both parts of the sentence, you have to have a subject and a verb. A subject and a verb, without which your sentence construction will be wrong. If you look at it technically, so isko technically you can say you started with a subordinating conjunction. The first part is called dependent clause and the other side is called independent clause. Why the first side is called dependent clause? क्योंकि उसके पीछे हमने ये word लगाया ना, since, as, या because. Let me give you a quick reminder here. है ना? I was working के पीछे if you say since, तो this complete becomes incomplete. है ना? I was working completed. But उसके पीछे if you use this subordinating conjunction, this now becomes incomplete. Incomplete का दूसरा नाम, what did I tell you, is dependent. और another name भी आपको बताया, dependent का एक और नाम subordinate. Let's have a look at it again. How do you construct it? So you begin it with a conjunction, then the first part is called dependent clause, comma, and the later part is called subordinating clause. It also has another arrangement. There's another way to arrange these. I'll tell you them in a while. Now, if you look up on the internet, the definition is this. I'm zooming out. So a subordinating clause is the one that can join a dependent and independent clause with a subordinating conjunction. So instead of explaining you the definition, I've broken the entire lesson into bits and pieces where I told you what is a clause. What do we mean by independent? What do we mean by dependent? Why do we call it subordinated? And conjunctions, because they are joining ideas together. So ye agar karna आए, then we call that, say that you know how to make complex sentences. Let's look at some examples. You have done the summary of this context, Islamabad tour. If you can recall some point, I'm making these ideas from there. Since Islamabad promises a variety of landscape, क्योंकि इस्लामाबाद में बहुत सारे landscape हैं, इसीलिए तो tourists वहाँ जाते हैं. So you can write in the second part. Since Islamabad promises a variety of landscapes, many tourists visit there. Up when you will write me one such sentence, how will I check it? I will see if all the components are here. Yes, you have a subordinating clause. Correct. Yes, you have a subject, the doer. Correct. Yes, you have a verb. Correct. And then you are punctuating it with a comma. Correct. And in the other part, there should be subject and verb as well. Again, you have a subject. The doer is now, instead of Islamabad, is tourist. And then you have a verb. Correct. So on both the sides, if I can spot one subject and verb punctuated by a comma, then I will consider it a complete, correct, complex sentence. One example was written with sense. Let's look at the second example. If you enjoy art and painting, now this is from the context of Samri Mr. Bowala context, the tour of Islamabad. The first one was from, the tour of Islamabad. You remember you made a point that if you are nature enthusiast, if you like art and painting, you can go to truck painting workshop. Itna simple construction tha na. You wrote it like, moreover, people also go to truck painting workshop if they like art and drawing and painting. This is such simple. You can make it complex. If you enjoy art and painting, you can visit the flamboyant truck painting workshop. If you don't like using the word flamboyant because you think it is diverting your attention, then you can say, if you enjoy art painting, you can visit there. How is it correct and complete? Let me help you with it. If becomes the conjunction, you becomes the subject, enjoy becomes the verb. Three things are here. Second side, you again becomes the subject and visit again becomes the verb. All right. Again in the same context. Although इस्लामाबाद में कुछ भी थ्रिलिंग नहीं है, ठीक है, although becomes a subordinating conjunction के, but वहां पे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, फिर भी लोग क्यों जाते हैं? Although doer is Islamabad, in this I'm keeping all of these sentences in the context of your tour to Islamabad wala summary. Okay, it does not thrill the vacationer. It does not. I have to add a verb here. You see, in my sentence, verb is missing. Islam. Don't use depend on helping verb like is, are, was, were. Write proper action verbs. For example, although Islamabad does not provide thrilling activities for vacationer. Now I have a proper verb provide. Okay. Although Islamabad does not provide thrilling activities for vacationer, why do they still go? Why do they still go? They are attracted by its scenic beauty. So they becomes a subject and attracted becomes the verb. This is how you construct your subordinating clauses or complex sentences. Look up at the marking scheme and it says you should be able to use a variety of complex structures. If you will not be able to use complex structures, you will be losing marks. Let's not believe in what I'm saying. Let's have a quick look at the marking scheme. Does the marking scheme clearly mention complex structures? You will have to wait for a moment so I can share screen accordingly. Okay, right in front of you, I have displayed a marking scheme. You look at it. How examiner gives you marks. So this is specimen marking scheme. And it is clearly mentioned that you get 15 marks for your writing, where examiner says in point number 3, I'm highlighting it for your reading, that the student is able to use a wide range of well-constructed sentences, including complex sentence. Clearly mentioned है कि आपकी writings के अंदर complex sentences होने चाहिए. Yes, this is the marking scheme for writing paper. I'll show you the same marking scheme for reading paper. Even in reading paper, when you are doing your summaries or when you are doing articles, you need complex sentences. Let me finish it up in the writing marking scheme first. So if anyone is under the opinion ke yaar choro, why should I wait, do make so much efforts? So even if you want 15 ka half mark, 15 ka half marks is 7. Even if you want 7 marks, examiners still expect that you should be able to attempt, sometimes at least try to do complex sentences with success. यानी कि correct कुछ तो बना लो complex sentence at least sometimes. If you cannot make it in all your write-ups, at least do it, give it a try. Later, examiner gives you marks 4 and 6 where it is clearly mentioned your sentences were simple and they were repetitive structures. एक ही टाइप का सेंटेंस, यानी कि if you are studying summaries, you are only focusing on transitional words. If you are working on articles, you are only working on adjective adverb pairs and not using other ideas. You have to use a variety of ideas. Let me show you another marking scheme now, even for reading paper. This is for writing paper. Let me show you the other one, which is for reading paper, and you will see the similar thing is there. Spare me a moment. Okay, I'm sharing another screen where I'm going to show you. It is clearly mentioned everywhere. Here is the screen right in front of you. So again, in writing, even when examiner is marking your summary out of 10, it is mentioned that you should be able to use structures where appropriate. And how important it is, even if you look at the lowest marks 3 to 4, it still says structures. It still says structures. It says structures. So structures are ways to construct sentences, my dear. Okay, and this is marking scheme for October, November 24. We also have a marking scheme for May, June 2025. You can see it is just the same without any change. All right. So I'm stopping this screen shares and I'm taking you back to the screen where we were working. Spare me a moment. We were on this point. Let me take you there so I can explain you another important point and then we will be done and dusted. Acha, ek aur bhi baat. There's another syntax to it as well. Another syntax means if you have understood it well and good. And if you think this is very difficult to digest, then you may stop and freeze here. But if you think this is doable and you can strive for more marks, so there is also arrangement number 2. What is that arrangement number 2? Itna aasan hai. Just look at point number 2. Yeah, let's look at point number 3. We can start it from the ending. We can say people are attracted by Islamabad's scenic beauty, although it does not offer anything thrilling for the vacationer. Or look at point number 2. You can visit the truck painting workshop if you enjoy art and painting. Yeah, look at point number 1, how I'm reading. I'm starting from ending. I'm starting from how it is ending. Many tourists visit there since Islamabad promises a variety of landscapes. So what is the other arrangement? The other syntax is, the other way of writing these sentences is, you begin with a complete independent clause and then in the middle without any punctuation add the subordinating conjunction and then you construct your later part of the sentence which is called the dependent clause. You just have to start it from ending. Let's look at other examples. Can we do it to all of the examples? Answer is yes. For example, look at the first example I'm reading from here. I missed my class because I woke up late. Now this is correct. We are starting from the last part. Or citizens suffer and bear with problems whenever Karachi encounters rain. Okay. Or is there any other example on screen at the moment? कोई भी example को you can reverse and this is called syntax type 2 यानी कि arrangement number 2. Examiners appreciate your command over structural variety. So if I rewrite any of my above sentence, I'll say tourists visit Islamabad. Then instead of conjunction, I'm using because it offers variety of landscapes. This one will not be punctuated, with any commas. Okay. So tourist visit Islamabad is a one complete clause called a independent clause. This is one independent clause. Then you enter a subordinating conjunction और subordinating conjunction के बाद जब भी हम कुछ लिखते हैं we call it dependent clause. सिर्फ arrangement change हुआ है. ठीक है, conjunction की जगह conjunction, dependent की जगह dependent, and all of these again have subjects and verbs. See, Tourist is the subject. Visit is the verb. Then in the other part, it ka matlab hai, we are talking about Islamabad. It becomes the subject, offers become the verb. Grammar ke number of elements will not be reduced, only that they can be placed again with a different arrangement. That is it for this session. Okay, I'm going to take some queries and I'm closing this session. I hope this lesson was useful.